As the world economy evolves, it seems the wealthy continues to become more wealthier. There are questions like how exactly are the world's wealthiest people making their fortune? What is the secret for achieving your first and consecutive billion? People have been able to turn lots of different ideas into billion-dollar businesses. While there's no exact magic formula to becoming a billionaire, there are specific businesses that seem far more profitable than others. So in today's video we will be looking at some top industries that can make you a billionaire. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification button. Number 1 on the list is food. Food and agricultural industries will never go out of style because food is a basic human need. The food sector is very versatile, and the opportunities there are limitless. However, it's quite sad that it's still one of the most underrated industry in many parts of the world, meaning that people have less interest in making agricultural investments. American investor Jim Rogers once said that agriculture, in my view, is one of the best places to be in the next 30 years. When it comes to food and beverage, whatever is happening in the world, we will always need to eat and drink. Currently, around 8% of the world's billionaires come from a food or drink background, including members of the Mars and Heineken families, but there are also quite a few self-made billionaires in this groups like KFC, MC Donald's. Commercialized farming, rearing of livestock, forestry and wildlife, feed and food sales and production are aspects of agriculture you can venture into which can make you a billionaire. Number 2. Fashion. Although the fashion business might not always be entirely glamorous, there's something profoundly alluring about the world of runways and spring-summer collections. Think about it, and it makes sense. Clothing and makeups is more than just a basic necessity for a lot of people. One of the biggest motivation for putting in long hours is to be able to splash out on some high-end branded goods at the weekend. Also factor in that successful designers can make huge markups. That's because fashion items are priced by their perceived value more than the cost of commodities, or real differentiation with other brands. If you hit on the right formula, there's a huge potential to make big bucks. The fashion industry has produced 5% of the world's billionaires, including Nike founder Phil Knight, as well as other familiar names like Kylie Jenner, Giorgio Armani, Ralph Lauren, L'Oreal. Number 3. Education. The Human Research Institute found 19 billionaires from the field of education, along which came 12 from China. The learning sector isn't precisely the first industry that comes to mind when people think of the Forbes list of the world's billionaires. However, you can make $1 billion in education. Gone are those days when training was only about classroom learning. For the advancement of technology, the educational industry has taken the different form. Changes in technology has sprung people to search for knowledge now more than ever. Now people want to learn new skills and equip themselves with essential skill set that will make them relevant in the 21st century. Their search, alongside the global pandemic, has just created an opportunity for many professionals in various fields to take teaching people. Some professionals even go as far as quitting their jobs and focusing course creation. Number 4. Entertainment. People will always want to be entertained or get to know what's happening outside their environment. Films, TV, music, computer games, YouTube, or whatever form of entertainment it is. People dream in the future. These are always going to be a big part of our lives, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that about 4% of billionaires made their money in this field. And social media means, if you're an entertainer, it's never been easier to create a platform and brand. People who made their billions from entertainment include Oprah Winfrey and Jay-Z, and they both demonstrate that for entertainers to get to the ranks of the super rich, it helps to branch out from your core activity. In Oprah's case, publishing, and Jay-Z's fashion. Whatever talent you possess, you can find a way to fit it into the entertainment industry and make yourself $1 billion. Number 5. Transportation. It consists of aspects like taxi, mass transportation, long-distance coaches, shuttles and so on, or vehicle production or sales. Another aspect of transportation is exporting goods and services like spare repairs and sales. Air transportation. Aerospace is a huge opportunity. With the aid of the internet, it has never been this easy for travel agencies to connect individuals in the sector. The occurrence of the global COVID-19 pandemic placed high demands of the logistics aspects of transportation as many people needed their goods and groceries delivered to them. Even after the pandemic, the demand for logistics will remain high, because to people, it is much more comfortable and less stressful to have your goods brought to your doorstep. In other words, there are various aspects of the transportation industry. Choose the one that suits you and start working towards being a billionaire. Number 6. Real estate and construction. One of the easiest and fastest ways to grow wealth is by becoming a real estate mogul. According to the United Nations forecast, by 2025 the world's population will increase to almost 1 billion people. By 2050 it will be nearly 10 billion people. That's 10 billion people on this little planet by 2050. What does this mean for those in the real estate sector? Everyone needs a place to live. There will be a need for more houses, more buildings for various amenities and other related services. The real estate industry has just become an increasingly large playing field for multiple billionaires. As property values are on the rise, real estate developers are literally building real wealth with commercial and residential development projects. Real estate investments have several strategies and incomes from diverse ways. Number 7. Technology. The sector of the economy nowadays relies on tech businesses and transacting to communicate their message to public distribution and logistics and much more. And of course our private lives depend on tech too. 5 of the top 10 wealthiest people in the world today are in the technology industry. This industry has created more wealth for the 21st century than any other sector, and it is said to be the future of wealth creation. Technology has long gone past the idea of all the inventions from finance to business through transportation to healthcare and even agriculture. Technology affects almost all industries on a global scale, but so many people have become billionaires just from investing in tech companies. With the arrival of 5G and the opportunities it'll bring, it looks like this is going to keep on accelerating. It's the field that most of the world's most famous billionaires belong to, the sector which includes Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and world's richest person Jeff Bezos. Last but not the least, healthcare. One of our most basic needs is to stay healthy, and we pay huge amounts of money on it, whether directly on health bills through taxes or on health insurance. A large portion of this money finds its way into the bank balances of 6% of the world's billionaires, and it's no surprise that the pandemic has lifted more people in this industry to billionaire status. And sure, being a doctor can make you wealthy, but the top end of the world's super-rich healthcare is taken mostly by the owner of pharma companies, with 5 of the top 10 spots being occupied by Chinese billionaires, but with other players on the list from USA, Germany, Switzerland, and India. So, if you liked our video, please do well to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification button.